gonna tell you how it's gonna be. Hit the magic bus. Hello.
Hey, we're D-Minus Chats and I'm Greg.
I'm Brian.
Okay, cool. So, what did you listen to today?
The Swan Brothers.
Who were they?
They're so cool. They were finalists on NBC's The Voice. Never watched a single goddamn episode, but their new album is out right now. Their debut album. It's so good.
What are they like?
They are both brothers. They're a duo.
Are they brother?
They are country-ish.
Okay, country-ish.
But kind of pop country, but not bro country. They're actually very inspired by the Eagles and Loggins and Messina.
Okay,
and
cool.
Very folk country sound. It's excellent songwriting. Very, very good. And you?
I listened to Nick Drake.
Oh, good.
Because I love
Yes.
Nick Drake. I listened to Brighter Later, which is an album that his second album, and for those of you who don't know, he's a Burmese-born English folk singer-songwriter. He put out some of the most absolutely insanely, intensely emotional records in the genre, so to the point that I've heard. And his second one he put out is very big, it's very glossy, it's very instrumental, and one John Cale is featured on a couple tracks.
Yeah.
So it's a great listen. We're doing Casey LaLonde. We're reviewing Casey LaLonde today. Floating Rooms. That's what we're doing.
Okay, before we start this, okay, you have a background in Casey LaLonde's music.
I do.
Okay, this was the first time I've ever heard anything by him ever.
Okay.
So you go first.
Casey LaLonde is an IDM musician. He has composed, he's actually fairly prolific. He's released, I think this is his third or fourth full length, and he's released numerous EPs and singles, and he's released some of the absolute most intensely emotional music that you can hear in the genre. I've done my research on IDM. I know like a lot of the involvements and evolutions of it, and if you throw on an album like Beware or Thank You, it will blow your fucking mind because you haven't heard anything like it before. Beware, if I can just kind of push my preferences a little bit, Beware, I think, is one of the greatest albums ever composed. I've never heard something that sounds like it before, and I don't really see it being topped in the future in the genre. It is really remarkable. He's something else. He's fucking really cool. And he just put out a new album called Floating Rooms, and it is cool. What did you think about it going into it?
I was so into it.
Were you dazzled?
Very much so. Very much. I mean, it's just a pleasant surprise to hear some really cool electronic music, big soundscapes. Even though you barely have lyrics or vocals on this album, it's a very instrumental-based album, you still get all the feelings and emotions that you would if there were lyrics and, you know, if it told a story.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things I think Casey LaLonde does so well and has consistently done throughout his career. He has a really unique and surprising knack for being able to capture emotions and imagery so vividly in just purely instrumental music. And that is one of the reasons that I think makes him so special. But another thing that he does and has done in the past that he revisits here, which I'm so thankful for, is that he sings on a few of these tracks. And I think, his instrumental work is fantastic. I think Thank You is largely, if not completely, instrumental. And it's a totally amazing album. But one of his strengths, easily, that I've seen is his voice adds such an intense dimension to it. You have songs like, what's the first single that came on the album? The first track that had the vocals on it.
His vocals?
Yeah,
Gray Eminence.
yeah. Was it?
Gray Eminence.
Gray Eminence. That, oh my god, dude. That the vocals on that song were just, they were really powerful, and his melodies that he had were really something else.
Yeah, that song in particular,
Yeah.
You know, a while ago we reviewed the New Information Society album,
Sure.
Hello World, and when I was listening to that song, it was a standout track for me because I thought that song would have sounded perfect on the Information Society album. I mean, it has that sort of synth poppy sound.
Sure.
It's just cool. It's cool to hear it.
Definitely. And he has a feature on that song of a female singer also, which adds a really, really nice dimension. And he has a lot of he changes his sound a lot throughout the whole album, and I think it's the last track. If it's
Milk
Guy's
Eye.
the last track,
Yeah.
yeah. What do you think about Milk Eye?
I was crazy about that because something happened that never happened to me before, ever. With an instrumental song. I never felt a certain way about an instrumental song where it told a full story for me. And I got it.
And did that happen with Milk Eye?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's never happened with any instrumental ever before.
It's a really excellent song. Another one that I'll definitely, or a couple that I'll definitely throw out there as being very, very awesome standouts for me is I'm going to say Patina is such a cool song. It's very high energy. It's very uniquely him while remaining like, you know, very uppity. And that's why it stands out in that way, because a lot of his songs are very emotional and very have that sort of personality involved in it. And it's really cool to hear a song like that that's so upbeat, kind of, it's a club bangers. It's one of those, it's a club bangers.
A little bit, yeah.
What were the standout tracks for you?
Low Poly Fallow was excellent.
Low Poly Fallow.
It was very bright. It was a big, bright soundscape. I really enjoyed that. Patina as well, Through Mountains, excellent. Milk Eye was fantastic. I really enjoyed the entire album just on a whole. It was a pleasure to listen to.
Absolutely. Some of the standout tracks for me will be Petrichor, I thought was also awesome, as well as Low Poly Fallow and Patina were my favorites. And I would, oh man, it was just a real journey. It was excellent. Casey LaLonde he's a very consistent songwriter. He's you'll hear quality IDM on this album that you probably won't hear the rest of 2014. Who do you recommend this shit to?
Oh man, fans of electronic music that want to hear something substantial right now. And I compared him to Jan Hammer.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. As far as an electronic music composer, when he was doing all that, it was post the Mahavishnu days, after that. But or like a Harold Faltermeyer, not to get all Beverly Hills Cop on you, but he just needs to be recognized as a serious electronic music composer. That's it.
Yeah, definitely a big three thumbs up for me. And I'm gonna recommend this to anyone who I know who likes Aphex Twin or any other artist on Warp Records, anything like that, because I think he ranks easily up there. So yeah, that's Casey LaLonde. It's floating rooms.
Yeah, I don't have thumbs, but if I did, I would give it 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Yeah, thanks.
Dude, no problem.
Cool, man.
Okay. Follow us on Twitter. Like us on Facebook.
Tell us what to review next.
Subscribe.